guys, this is Orsi and this is going to be my This Happened video for November, December and the whole year pretty much. Yeah, so November I kind of ditched and skipped the whole thing. You can guess that it wasn't a fun month. December either, like there was a lot of unexpected changes into the direction that I was not hoping things would change. But yeah, life. So I don't even know what I would say about those months, to be honest. Everything, like, the 2 months, November and December, just smushes together in my head with the main theme, which I don't really want to talk about it because I think I shared too much about my personal life within these videos, and not in a way that I don't want to share it with you guys. It's just that I guess by talking about things, I was skipping in a way a dealing with things part a bit more than I should have. So going into the new year, I have a new approach to a lot of things, and one of them is less talk, more try to figure out why I am experiencing things, and not on a spiritual or lesson wise level, because I do that a lot. I did that a lot, and for a while it worked. It helped me immensely when I started looking at things, what I was learning from them, why certain things happened. But ever since I made the decision to allow my feelings to be more present in my life, aka feel my feelings, which, I know for some who grew up doing this, like water signs mostly, they probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But if you're an air sign, someone who lives their lives in their head, suddenly experiencing things on a physical level in my body, that can be a challenge, and it is a challenge, and it is a bigger challenge than I expected it. I experienced quite a lot of setbacks in things that I thought that I was doing well, one of them being my spirituality. And my nephew is coming, I think, so just a sec. Try to explain a 3-year-old that he can't come into the room because his aunt is filming a video. So yeah, I will have to be quick because I'm expected. Or more so, he wants to come into this room. But yeah, so I don't even know where I was, but I guess just explaining about my the spiritual thing. So I went into last year, I think, similarly on a low point, a different kind of low point, but on a low point. And I looked back and checked what my first card for 2023 was, and it was the Tower and 10 of Swords. Now, this is the 31st today, so I haven't pulled a card for tomorrow, but fingers crossed we're not starting off on that note. Today's card, by the way, the last card of 2023 is the Page of Cups, which is a good one, at least. I appreciate that. I really was hoping, asking for a card that, is something that is useful and maybe not horrible, and, being optimistic and just trying to be open to positive things. I think it's a good card. But so, changes about my channel and how I process things. I want to spend more time on catching up with people. So expect me to be more in the comment sections again. And I can't promise live streams because live streams tend to happen when either I just came home and I'm just that tired, or I'm on my way home. But maybe maybe I will make a bigger effort on that part as well, because I miss the community, and I know it's just my, fault not being in there. So I need to make an effort there. I also will cut back on watching tarot videos for fun, because I did that and it worked in the past year. And I don't mean like what you guys post mostly, like reviews or videos about practices, but more so about pick card readings and just general readings, because I very much enjoyed them, and to a certain point they were useful because they gave me hope, they gave me inspiration, you know. But right now I feel like I can't see or feel clearly about how I should proceed in a situation, because I get all these outsider information, and not from from people who read for me, because it's different. Obviously, if the reading is for me, it's different. But even with those, I feel like what I need to learn right now to be able to trust my own practice again, because in a certain way I'm not, because things happened that went against of what I was reading for myself. And that's why certain things in December was really, really difficult for me, because I didn't just lose one thing. I've lost that sureness that I had regarding my own readings, and not for other people. For other people, I can without a problem still read. I get a lot of still getting back the positive feedback. I know that those readings work because I can be objective with those. But it looks like that I still haven't reached that point with my own readings to be able to completely filter out the emotion when I'm doing those, which is obviously when I allowed my emotions to surface, of course they bleed into everything, so there's a reason why it's happening. But it was surprising, unexpected, and I kind of felt like a tower moment when I realized that, but I saw these in the cards not just once but multiple times, and now things are happening in my life that are like, nope, not that. And is it because I'm reading them wrongly, or is it because this whole thing is just wishful thinking, that things happen for a reason and stuff like that, when you start questioning everything. I'm a bit better now regarding this, because I still have to believe that things happen for a reason, because that option that they are just happening and we go through immerse and a huge amount of suffering. And I don't just think about right now, but in general, without a fucking reason. That's not something I cannot handle that. I know Kai Gray made a video about him not using the phrase everything happens for a reason, but in his video he only, at least how I watched it, because I disagree with what he said in that, not with what he said, but I think he the way he said it, for me it was oversimplified, because he said that we tend to say this to people who suffer when they lose a child, and someone says, oh yeah, it happens for a reason. I would punch them in the face for that person. I wouldn't say that to someone who's going through the thing that they're going through. But one of the things that help me process things is being like that not in the moment, because sometimes I'm just like, why? That's the fucking question. Why do we suffer? Why do I have to again go through shit, when I'm not saying I filled up my going through shit quota for our life, but I thought that I was in the 19%. Like I kind of felt like I deserved a break, but apparently not. But later on, I need that, because if it is like what he says, that, we just born into the world, there's no, plan beforehand, and we just do whatever we do with our lives. If it works for him and if it works for someone, awesome. Doesn't work for me. It will never work for me. That's all. So, I'm not saying that, oh, I know better or he knows better and I'm questioning my beliefs because he is who he is. It's just that we are different on this level, and it's a choice. I'm choosing to believe that whatever I'm going through right now, it's part of the process that will make me, maybe, I don't want to be like whole and evolved, because that can be broken in a way and sad and lonely. So yeah, I'm hoping that whatever changes I'm going through these days is because I will be able to be happier later on. I'm not saying I'm Page of Cups optimistic about it, but baby steps. So that's one of the reasons why I don't want to, talk a lot, because I feel like I'm just drama dumping, and you guys feel sorry for me, which because you guys are awesome, and you are, human beings, but you can't help me, and I know that. So, I will try to find a way to process things differently. I will try to spend more time outside, because I always say that, and when the summer comes, I'm always outside and it feels better. So just because the weather is not warm or fuzzy right now, it doesn't mean I shouldn't be outside more. So even though it's gonna be dark when I'm finishing work, or coming home, or I will try to do this before work, but I'm not sure, because I'm doing the 1 hour Reiki self-healing practice in the morning, and getting up an hour or even more so earlier might be a challenge, but I need to find ways to walk more during the day as well. We will see how it will, happen, or how long I need that to get out of not my head for once, but my body, I guess, in a way. I don't know. I'm not promising I'm making a lot of sense in this video, but guys. So yeah, so November, December on this part was difficult. Again, one of the reason I think it's happening is, and it's a self-fulfillment bullshit that I do, and I forgot that I probably on subconscious level I did this to myself, because I'm gonna be 42 a month from now, and that's gonna be a birthday that I was looking forward to. And when I look back, all my big ones were horrible. Either I was in hospital, or I was just in a really, really bad place, and I forgot about that. But I made that connection when I was sick back then, so it's not something that my mind just forgets. So I think it's some self-fulfilling bullshit that I'm ruining my birthday in advance. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it as much as I was about like 2 months ago, because 42 is a cool number. But I will try to just lower my expectations and maybe pretend it's not a birthday, and then maybe it's not gonna be that bad. But anyway, what I did, that was sort of good, because the things that were happening was always in the background, that was kind of undermining everything. But I went to Manchester for a couple of days, unfortunately, because it was a let's buy a plane ticket because you're sad, lonely, and drunk kind of experience. I wasn't that drunk that I didn't know what I was doing, but I just bought this new phone, so which I was saving up for, and I had some leftover from that savings amount, saved up amount. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna go and see my friend, because we always talk about, me visiting her as well. But the tickets are usually just too expensive, and or there's no time. And I was like, you know what, I don't care, I need to do something. In that afternoon, on that Sunday afternoon, I had to do something, and this was what I chose to do. A bunch of shots. And I had the plane ticket, but it was good. It was good going out and see her and her new place, because I haven't been able to visit her since they moved house. Also made me realize that we're really close friends. She was there for me when I was sick, so our friendship is cemented. It's that kind of friendship when you call someone in the middle of the night that, hey, I killed someone, I need an alibi, and I would be like, of course you were with me, and then I go and help her hide a body. So that's kind of thing. But because we don't live in the same country, we are not able to take walks together anymore. We used to. That was one of the things that I really loved doing, is we used to go on for walks in town and talk, because I realized that I really like talking by walking. Maybe it's helpful to be outside and move when you're having a conversation, or at least for me. But we don't do that anymore because we don't live in the same country. And when we meet, it's usually just a few hours, because when she visits, she needs to go to places and visit other people, family and stuff like that. And even now, when I was there, because, she lives with her boyfriend, we didn't have that much time alone, because the place is not that big, and even though when we were walking outside and blah 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 in Manchester, when it's raining, and it's most of the time it was raining, but not that bad. The weather wasn't that bad. Blackpool was horrible. was kind of funny. We went to Blackpool. I'm gonna just tell you about it in a second. But so we couldn't have that conversation, and we had a conversation, like a few sentences on the train, when I realized that we can't go into deep things, because we would need some work up to certain topics, like sitting down and talking for hours, maybe for a few weeks even, to approach certain big topics in her life as well, not just mine, but in her life as well. And that sucks, and I don't know how to remedy that, because talking to a device is not the same. I've maybe for other people it's easier, but I've never been able to really open up when I'm not face to face with someone. Maybe I'm just that self-conscious that I need to see the micro expressions, the feedback that I'm getting, to know if I can proceed with something. But yeah, I don't know how to remedy that, because we should go somewhere for a few weeks on a holiday, and maybe that way we could actually talk. And that sucks, because it's a 20 plus years friendship by now. So obviously I want to make things better, but I don't know how, because the limitations are not easily changed by me. At least that's how I feel like. But Manchester was fun. There was sun. I mean, they were skeptical. They were like, nope, we're not gonna see that. Like when we woke up and it wasn't raining, both of them were like, just enjoy it, half an hour it's gonna be raining. And I was like, you don't know that. And sometimes I was right. One of them being when we decided to go to shop somewhere and checked on Google Maps where the place is, and the picture of the place was taken in the sun, in a sunny afternoon. And I was like, oh, look. And they were like, this never gonna look like that. And then we went, it was raining, but by the time we came out of the building, it was sun. And I was like, you said it's not possible. Look around. So I can be optimistic about weather in Manchester, which is kind of funny. Even though right now there's a tornado, which I hope everybody is okay who is there. I checked with my friends and they are. but it's ridiculous that there's a tornado in or hurricane. I don't even know which one there right now. Even though Blackpool, we went to Blackpool, and because of the TV show and because it's the seaside, I was like really excited. It's a different city. I've never been there. We did not check the weather report, and even if we would have checked, we talked about it later, we still would have went because we didn't believe how strong the wind was. On paper, it was just 70 kilometers per hour, which is a nice car ride already, but the wind gust was 120 kilometer per hour. So what it meant in reality, we had a hard time reaching the seaside because the wind was blowing us back. We had to stop one building. Like there's a line of buildings on on the seaside, and after that, because I couldn't go past, I went to the corner, but as soon as I stepped out, when there were no more buildings, the wind was just blowing me back. But my head was on my face, and I was just like, "What the fuck is happening?" So I had to go back. So in a way, it was really bad because we spent money and time on going there by train, and then we spent about 20 minutes there struggling to go anywhere, and then we went home. But in a way, it's just kind of funny, like when the wind is blowing you that strongly and you can't do anything. I guess it becomes funny. I don't know why. Maybe because it helps realizing that you're not really that important, or like you're just a speckle of something in Mother Nature's eyes. I don't know, but I think I always enjoyed interacting with the with wind like that, like getting blown away by the wind ever since I was a child. So maybe it's just my inner child come out and play. But I didn't see a lot from Blackpool. I have really beautiful pictures, even with my old phone. I didn't have my new one. It would have been wonderful. But yeah, so it was a short trip, but it was good. Because I chose not to talk about what I was going through, because I didn't want to not ruin the trip, but I didn't want the whole trip to be about that, which might have been a mistake, because talking about things makes them easy. But we live and hopefully not just learn, but live and learn. But yeah, so, and then work was really difficult, as in end of the year. I'm not looking forward to going back and starting all over again, because I realized that was one of the reasons why this period was hard, because I do still have regret leaving the library. I'm still hoping that, fingers crossed, I'm gonna get into university, even though I really have to start something like about it, because I don't think the registration is open for applications yet, but it's gonna be soon. So I have to do that and try to find someone who applied and got accepted last year, because the whole process is an interview, and I need to know what they ask, and I need to know what sort of questions should I get ready for, because I can, like, going into an uncertain situation that you need to excel at is not my forte. So yeah, but I really, really do hope that I will get into university and I will have my master's degree, and then I can go back. I don't know when, but maybe as soon as I finish, if I can. But, you know, I left this library 3 times already, so it's not like I can just be like, how about the 4th time? But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to be like, I am where I am because of a reason. I just don't want it to be just me making a bad decision. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know. Ask me next year how things went and we will see. But yeah, so there wasn't a lot of decks that I got. The one that I got for Christmas was the Witch's Wisdom. It's the standard edition, and I haven't checked the comments yet about the video because I posted my first impression, but I swear to God, and I talked about it there as well, that I thought that this was, I already trimmed the deck. I had to trimmed it, edged it, because I thought that this would be smaller, not just the box, but the cards itself. Because the reason why I didn't get the deluxe edition with the great guidebook was because I thought that, you know, the cards would be like smaller size, and I made them at least this size, so whatever. You can see. No, you can't because it's annoying. This is a regular size. It's still wider, so it's not easy to hold, especially because the cards are kind of, they're not thick, but the whole deck together is much thicker than, like, I think a normal size deck is something like this. So yeah, but apparently I either misunderstood something or there was miscommunication. I haven't checked the email that I sent to the publisher back then, but now I don't know if I should still pick up the deluxe edition while it's still available for the guidebook, because I don't want to miss out on the information, especially with something like this, because it uses a different system. I don't know, I will have to check some, you know, some videos where they compare the two if I still need the other. I don't want to spend money, especially more money, on a different deck, different edition of the same deck, but this deck needs a good guidebook because it's a, you know, like a reversed major arcana system, which for me, I think it's fitting, and why I want to work with it is because I think as humanity, or me especially, we're at a point where we need to leave the city to go back to nature. And this is how the whole, in my head and first glance, the major arcana is built up, you know. We're starting with the word when you leave the city, which is on fire, kind of, I think, I'm not gonna find it, but in behind the person who's leaving, because this is what we need to go, we need to do, and I strongly feel like I need to do that, is leaving the man-made part more, not saying abandoning luxury as in house and roof and, you know, heating and stuff, just going back, going out more and rediscovering nature for myself, or discovering it in most of the cases. So it kind of fits where I am, I think. So this is gonna be a one that it's not part of my 4 decks that I want to start working with yet, but I think I will just, you know, study it and work with it maybe on the side. I'm not sure how much readings I will do for myself until I figure out how I feel about reading for myself or how to make that better. But yeah, I think that was all. The whole year was very interesting. What I did was, I thought maybe I would share it with you guys because this could be interesting. I made notes about the daily pulls that I did for a whole year, because most of the days I pulled a card or two, depending on. There were sometimes when I was doing a challenge on top of my main card, so I counted that one as well because it was a daily thing. But maybe for next year I'm just gonna count that one card, or two that I pulled for the day, and not count if I do any other challenges. I haven't decided yet, but it was very interesting, because I pulled 102 major arcana. That's like almost one third of the year, which is very interesting. I was kind of expecting less. I didn't realize that I pulled that many major arcanas during the year. The one that I pulled the most, and it's kind of interesting to see my year in reflecting these cards, like, it's interesting. The word card was the one. It was 10 times on my table for a daily. Ending cycles, finding your place, and I'm very much so, especially at the end of, I would say, September, October, when I started to feel like that I closed off a cycle. But my problem is that I haven't found a way to start a new one yet, and I think that's where a lot of my problems are coming from. I'm still in this limbo stage, and I thought that I would not be there by now. And then I was surprised to see that I had more ones from the minors on my table than anything else. I pulled a one card 96 times, which was very interesting, almost as much as the majors. The rest is kind of the same. The swords were 69, the pentacles were 62, and the cups were 70, which, that's not surprising, because ever since, I was like, okay, I would like to find a relationship, I would like to find love. It had to reflect those wishes or, directions that I was going for. So, emotions coming up more, so not as surprising. But the ones actually surprised me. I was not expecting them to be so relevant for the year, or highlighted. And I had I'm just gonna, so after the word, which I pulled 10 times, but it's major arcana, so that's the first one. I didn't pull the judgment card once. I wanted to say there was no time for the judgment to come out in a daily reading. Obviously it came out in readings, but I find it interesting that was the only card from out of the 78 from the tarot that never showed up for a year. I think it's kind of speaks volumes as well, what's not on the table, because what's the judgment card is all about? Integrating past experiences and being able to level up. And what am I struggling with? Exactly like that, exactly with that. So am I surprised? Not really. And then the second most pulled card, or the most pulled card, to be honest, not second, but from the minors, for the Page of Pentacles. That was the most pulled, and from not just from the Pentacles, but from everything, because it was 11 times. And I still don't really know how to embody this energy. So no wonder, this is a go back to nature. So I guess, the cards were telling me something throughout the year that I wasn't able to see really in the moment. But now that we're out and I can just, take a step back and look at the year as in just a whole, it's interesting what comes out. And that's why I'm hoping I will do this for the next year, because it's quite interesting. After the Page of Pentacles were the wands, not surprisingly. No, not the wands. Oh yeah, the wands. And interestingly, 4 cards were on my table equally 10 times. The Ace of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands with the Queen of Wands. So I guess I wasn't able to get past the, okay, I decided what I wanted, I should start the journey, but I never did. Which is kind of interesting. I think the Queen of Wands is it's easy for me to interpret why it was there. It has a lot to do with confidence and seeing myself being there, you know, like worthy of that kind of attention from myself as well. Because I always, you know, because I'm an air sign, I'm an Aquarius, even though I read the King of Swords as Aquarius, when the Queen shows up, you know, from that suit, I can be like, yeah, that's me. But maybe this is more so the energy that I should embody in a way. And I struggle with it. Hence coming out so often. I'm psychoanalyzing my own cards. Isn't it fun? Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's a problem. From the Cups, which was the second one, second to last, with 9, there were also 2 cards. Not really surprising, the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. You know, I think this showed up more so as the wishful thinking card. You know, like I would like to have this. And as a reminder that I can, which I don't necessarily believe right now. But, you know, 7 of Cups, procrastination and options and whatnot. Like I said, I was dating. So, you know, it showed up for a reason. And the last one, also not very surprising, but I thought that from the Swords suit there would be more cards, but it was just the 2 of Swords. Indecision. So, you know, my year in cards like this, I feel very, in a way, validated by the big picture. At least that works. Or at least I can look back and say that, you know, I can see that happening throughout the year. The rest is very interesting. Okay, so those are cards, maybe. I don't know if anybody did this, or if you make notes about your daily cards, you would do that, and what would you see in them. But if you do, please do let me know. Not the specifics, just how much they reflect your whole year. What do you think? Other than that, I still haven't finished editing my book. I wanted to. My mind wasn't there. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna start doing it in January. I tried doing what I said in the last video, that I was, you know, taking the manuscript with me and editing on the bus, but 2 things. In the morning, there's, especially right now, there was a lot of rain, so, you know, my coat was raining, wet, my everything was wet, so I couldn't just get papers out and start, you know, like trying to edit while sitting somewhere, or there was no seats available. So, and when I was sitting, I was just clutching my my bag, so that was not good. And in the afternoon, when I come home, 90% of the time, or 60, the bus driver just turns down the normal lights, and there's only some blue lights. I don't know why we switched to blue on, so I can't read because I don't have a Kindle that has built-in lights, and I definitely can't, you know, like try to edit because it would ruin my eyes. So I was trying to do that for a week and then I abandoned the idea because it just wasn't. So I think I will have to make use of the weekends more, which I think I will be able to. Because one of the other things that I'm changing regarding how I upload videos is I'm not gonna force myself to post a video a week. I know no one cares because, or at least based on how I watch videos, I don't count the days that when someone uploads. I just see their videos coming up on my subscription feed and or in my recommended, and I just watch it when I have time. So I know that other people do that like that too, because there's just so much content. But for me, always felt like it's a failure if I don't do it. If I don't have a video up every single week, I felt like that was something that was important for me to do. But for at least half a year now, it was more forcing myself to just film something so that there's a video than actually just post something that I care about more than just, oh, it's a video, it's gonna be good, because the whole point is to have a video by Thursday. No, I need to let this one go. I'm not good with routines in a way, but it's forcing me to do something. It actually kills the joy in the process. So I'm not saying that I don't feel guilt about not posting every single Thursday, because I have that anxiety now after 3 years that it connects to that. Oh, but I used to do that and I was very consistent with it. But when something is not working for you, you have to change it. So I'm just gonna try and post videos when I feel like making them, because a lot of the time in the past I think I would say 6 to 8 months, every time that I had a weekend when I actually had no plans, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make 3 videos. So in the next 3 weeks, when I have something to do on the weekend, I will be able to still post. But that also meant that out of the 4 weekends in a month where I could have just relaxed and read or write, because I haven't written anything for a year now, and it's not good. I miss that. I miss waking up in the morning and spending 20 to 30 minutes writing something. That is something I really want to somehow bring back. But I didn't have any free weekends when I could just relax. So I want that. I want to be able to just be like, I don't have to if I don't want to. We will see. And if you guys can help me out, please do let me know what type of content you enjoy from me, because I want to make some new kind of videos, but I don't really know what I want to continue with, or what it is that you guys are curious from me. If there's anything, I'm not saying there has to be, just do let me know what type of videos you enjoy watching that I make. But yeah, so I'm just checking my notes. Yeah, that's all for this, I think 2 months, year, whatever. Can you see oh yeah, I still have my Christmas tree for a week. And I'm still a bit sick, because I got sick after we had snow for a day. So yeah, I should stop, because I need to go and bake some stuff. And and pay attention to a 3-year-old. But yeah, I think that was all. I can't remember if there was anything else. I'm so grateful for all of you. If you haven't just watched this video, but you still watched what I posted and left comments, and I know I'm horrible with getting back with comments as well. Can't explain it there was a lot of times that I sat down and then I'm like, I'm gonna reply to all of the comments, and then I could reply to one, and then I got restless and I had to do something else, and I just, yeah, I didn't do it. I have to. Not have to. I don't. I need to stop saying have to. It needs to come from, oh, I want to, because it used to be like that. So yeah, I need to find a new way to approach things regarding YouTube as well. Isn't it fun? I kind of, yeah. I think that one of the main disappointment is that by this time, and I mean age-wise, I thought that when I will be in my 40s, I'm not saying I was expecting to figure life out, because I realized that 20-something years old, that this doesn't work like that. But I thought that I will have at least part of my life that would be on the right track. But looking now where I am, it looks like none of them were on the right track, because they all had to go. Which is like, and yeah, awesome in a way, because, I'm not doing something that I'm not supposed to, or not, that won't make me happy in the long run. But I'm 40. That's almost half of my life, if I'm lucky enough to live into my 80s and 90s. So those are heavy things to think through and feel through, because feelings. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm not a fan of emotions still. In the next life, maybe I will be, but not really in this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you next year, next calendar year, because, I'm already in my new year, because I'm a witch. Bye.